Hey, hey,
Oh my God.
hey, happy to see y'all today. Wonderful day today. Nice, beautiful Saturday. Got a lot of divine information breaking this word down today. Abba, Abba. Yeah, it's one of the most misunderstood words in the Bible, Abba, because they gave it to us in telling us that, the way Jesus represented in the Christian faith that uh, the divine was the Father. Well, which is true. It is true. But they didn't let you know he was saying it out of complete respect, respect, because he knew that he was one with the divine. So, with further ado, let's bring the word forth. And this thing is awesome. Yeah, the metaphysic meaning of Abba. Word enduring signifies my father. In olden times, slaves or minor servants was not allowed to call his master the Lord or head of the house Abba. Only the children of the family could do this. Some of one in close relationship or association because it was an indication of a tenderest affection. When Abba is used in the Bible, the word father follows it and therefore gives emphasis to the term. It is only as we come to know our relationship, our true relationship to God, that we enter into the consciousness of love and tender affiliation with spirit that is signified by the word Abba. And that and that right there lets you know that the relationship that we have in a spiritual way, that we have to understand to respect the spirit and to recognize the spirit and to put our faith in spirit, because that's where we came from and that's where we're going back to. And in this case, Jesus uh, was recognizing Abba as a close, respected spirit within him. And these are the terms that we have to understand, because if you go to Asia, South Africa, and you go to Middle East, they use the word Baba, and that's for the elders, respectfully, the elders. And what Abba is really saying is, you are the elder spirit in this case. I had to come back into the Christ consciousness to recognize your leadership, your role in this spiritual dimension. And that's what he's saying. Let's go to uh, share. Let's go to this one. And we got the word father, metaphysical meaning of the word father. I had to bring these two together because to get a complete understand of the spiritual world, is our languages really sometimes cannot describe the simplicity of it. Father. A father is one who has begotten a child, one who gives origin to a generator. God as father is the great cause, the cause of all life, all beings. There is only one source from which all life ideals, and all living objects proceed. We call this source the Father. God is Father of all that is. He is the cause. As cause, God is the seed ideal of life, presence in every unmanifest or manifest creation. As source, he continuously subtain and supplies each express of himself with all that is necessary for its development. God as Father is the cause and source of the mind and life that is being expressed everywhere, whether this is known to the senses or unknown to them. There is also another sense in which we think of God as Father. Jesus would not have chosen the word Father to describe God had he wished simply to describe a cause or principle. There is a relationship with God into which we can enter there. He seems closer than breathing, nearer than hands are and feet. When we enter into this relationship, we become actually aware of God as a living presence, and we are lifted up by his love. In this consciousness, we are able to say, as Jesus did, Father. And that is why he used the word Abba or Father, because every individual has a what you say a personal relationship with the all with the divine, but we also have a collective relationship with it because it's everywhere, it's in everything, and everything is divine because of its presence. And therefore, when we reach to understand how great and beautiful it is to be in a relationship with it, you when you come in presence to it and realize it, you humble yourself. The word Father was like humbling. I'm so honored to be in your presence, and that is how you feel when you sit down and you meditate. It's like a joy just come into you, and you honor that presence, and you welcome that presence because you can relate to it and it relates to you. So this is what meditation bring us to a place where we can uh experience this, and that's what metaphysics teaches and meditations teaches these things. And we got to remember these things daily, because it's a daily we die daily to the old mind. We should be practicing meditation and just seeking the source of life every day, every chance we get. We should be closing our eyes and sitting still, because that is one of the most powerful experiences and empowerment, enlightenment that you're going to experience on this planet. Now, we could come to a place of consciousness where we can feel this, know this, have a relationship, because we one with it. Without it, we wouldn't be here. And that's what we have to remember. And oftentimes like I tell people, slow down. You're too busy doing other things, and give honor and acknowledge uh, the life force that is around you, in you, watching you, listening to you. That's when these biblical stories, what people don't realize, that Jesus was a mystic. He understood what mysticism is, and he didn't teach a unified church or religious practice. He taught mysticism, that God is everywhere. If I'm on the mountain, that is where the Father is with me. If I'm in the valley, the Father is with me. If I go to heaven, the Father is with me. If I'm in hell, the Father is with me. If I'm underwater, the Father is with me. If I'm in the desert, the Father is with me. If I'm in a snow blizzard, the Father is with me. No matter where I am, God is. And once we get this in our consciousness and understand the greatness and the love and the joy that is around us and in us and moving through us, so we can endure this experience of this physical dream that we having, then we will be better off, because your waking state is the dream. When you're in meditation and you close your eyes, that's when you go into real reality. Real reality. You can have a aha moment in your awakening state of this dream, but you gonna meet God in the silence, in the darkness. That's where you're gonna meet him at, in meditation. And that's where the beauty at. And then you come out here and manifest the good. You know, even if your five senses is not aware at this time, they will turn into spiritual senses if you keep pressing towards the mark of transformation, of getting to the promised land. See, and that's what people got to prepare themselves with spiritual substance and acknowledge it is yours. Everything is already yours. The gold and the silver is mine, said the Lord. So if the gold and the silver is mine, said the Lord, then it's yours too. Everything is thine, is mine. So we have to realize we have been well taken care of, and we can gonna be able to endure because we have the whole entire universe at our disposal. You know, and that's what we have to remember, that we can use and create whatever we need at any time we need. We have the power to do that, but it takes time to get from the old thinking into the new, renewed way of thinking, God thinking, godliness. And it takes time. It takes time. And don't force it on people. Let them build their own relationship. Did nobody force it on Jesus? Only thing that was done for Jesus after he met those wise men, which was mystics, and they gave him the frankincense and myrrh and the gold and the silver and all of these ointments and things of that nature. And then they got chased out of Bethlehem, and they went to Egypt. Well, the moral of the story is, when that took place, all of that occurred because Jesus had to go to a place, was teaching the things he needed to know. And in Egypt at that time, they was teaching mysticism about oneness in the universe, that you're not separate from anything. You are connected to all things. But in order to do that, he had to learn how to enter into the nothingness and be one with the nothingness. And that's what we all have to do. And after being and doing that for a period of time, he developed the relationship. I can't live without you. You're my father. So when he came back to Jerusalem or Israel, he had a relationship built up. That's why you seen him in the temple. And his mother asked him, "Why are you in the temple? We've been looking for you." He said, "I was about my father's business." He had built up a relationship, and the kindness and the love and the warmth and the guidance and the patience that the spiritual divine principle gave him while in his meditational state of connecting to true reality. He treasured that, he honored that, he respected that, and therefore we get the word Abba. And that is what we have to realize. Even though I know a lot of people don't prescribe to Christianity in the way it's taught, and I don't either, but the thing is, the principles of the mysticism in it, you got to reckon, you got to welcome it in, accept it. Because if you don't accept it, you're gonna miss the beautiful presence of the divine. Because if you go and try to study mysticism or in Sufism or Hindu mysticism or Buddhist mysticism, you're gonna be lost. Listen to me what I'm telling you. You're gonna be lost and you're gonna have to start over from day one. Why not take what you know, the Christian mysticism, and build on that and stand on that, and then you can develop a bigger consciousness when you study Hindu mysticism or Buddhist mysticism or Judeo mysticism, whatever. You're going to be able to stand. Why? Because you don't build the connection to the all, which knows all, that has presented all things, that is in all things, and will teach you all things by just being in close proximity to it. And that's what you got to do. And a lot of people will not sit down long enough to get the fear ran up out of them, because that's what really holds a lot of people back, is the fear. Is the fear of what other people gonna say when you question what they've been teaching you. It's the fear of what your family gonna say when you tell them that you are one with the all, that all is mine, that you feel the power of God around you all the time, that you are one with that. It's the fear of outgrowing your mate. When they just want to look at football all day, or they want to go to the hairdresser and get their nails done all day, and you just want to sit down and meditate or read a book about spirituality. It's fear. But once you get over the fear, knowing that everything is already took care of, no more problems. Once you step into the consciousness of divine consciousness, the Christ consciousness, worries is out the window. It don't matter what it is, how big it is. You are more than it, much more. When you come to that level of understanding, that the understanding that the mastermind Jesus had was, I'm bigger than any situation or any circumstance that present itself in this dream reality realm where I'm at in this physical realm. I'm bigger than that. It's much, much more than me. He even stated that, guess what? I got 10,000 legions of angels.
Oh my God.
He said, listen, don't you know I got legions of angels? But, you got to get to that. And so we know once we get there, everything is sure and safe, protected, provided for. And it's a state of consciousness. It's a state of consciousness. Then you adapt the ability to transform this realm of dream into a paradise that you choose. You no longer have to live in want, in lack, or in fear of anything, because the consciousness that you have built the oneness with, that knows all, has all, is all. I mean, how can you be afraid when you know all things work for your good? If God be for you, who can be against you? There's nothing else to be against you. Let's go back to it. Let me get this straight right now. There's nothing else against you. Listen what it said. There's a relationship with God into which we can enter, where he seems closer than breathing and nearer than hands and feet. When we enter into the relationship, we become actually aware of God as a living presence, and we are lifted up by his love. In this consciousness, we are able to say, as Jesus did, Father. Okay, let's go back up. Okay. Now listen what it say. As no, that's not it. Like presence. Okay. That is. A father is one who has begotten a child, and one who is originated to a generator. God as Father is the great cause, the cause of all life, okay? All being. There's only one source from which all living ideas and all living objects proceed. We call this source the Father. God is Father of all. That is, he is the cause. Now, I want you to understand what it's telling you. It ain't nothing else. It ain't no devil. It ain't no demons. It ain't nothing else. The only problem man have is ignorance of the presence of the divine. That's causing him problems. God is the cause for all greatness and all goodness that you shall experience on this planet. The love, the peace, the happiness, the successes, the prosperities, all of this is for you when you change your mind and say, wait, it ain't nobody else, it ain't nothing else. All this stuff work for my good. Everything that happens is for me to prosper, to me to be successful, to me to understand the unity and the relationship that I have with the whole entire universe, because the universe is God. Life is God, the source of everything. There's no more fear once you walk into that consciousness. And that's what you got to come to. Because the con man has put the con game on you. 3-card Molly. Yeah, you don't put the con on you. But we need to build a relationship. Now listen, the divine, you could call the divine anything you want to, but acknowledge its presence. You ain't got to call it Father. You ain't got to call it that. The Buddhists don't. Hindu don't. Matter of fact, they call it Atman and Brahman. The Hindu, they call it Buddha consciousness. You know? In Kabbalah, they they use Saphira. Listen, what I'm telling you is this right here. It is so vast and so finite, and it feels your willingness and your desire and your passion and your truth. It feels all of that. Only, listen, that's why I say you got to serve God, worship God in spirit and in truth. Well, first you got to enter into the spiritual dimension by meditating and closing your eyes and being still in the silence. That is spirit. Now you got to have a truthful heart. I really don't know who I am. Tell the truth. I want to know more. I want to be able to serve. I want to be able to love. I want to learn who you are to me. What is this is all about? What is the purpose of life? What does life consist of? Why is we so different? And the spirit of truth that is already in you will start bubbling up. But if you go in there playing like you know everything and everything, it just goes, okay, well, since you know, then be honest. I can't remember how great I was. Because ain't no beginning to us or no end. So you know we don't hit great points in our life in this material world, in our spiritual world. We are great. We are so, oh my God, we more powerful than nuclear atomic bomb. You hear me? We are powerful. I mean, we fire, So with that being said, in the metaphysical definition of Abba, we look to the source. Our faith, our confidence, our trust, we rely on the source and the source only because we're one with the source. Jesus called him Father, Abba. You can call him Father, Abba. You can call it whatever you desire to call it because it knows your spirit, it knows your heart, and it knows that you are truthful. With that being said, know thyself, love thyself, and be true to thyself. Peace and one love.